welcome. It's me, Percita, and this is Percita's Paradox. Here we are, April 1st, April Fools, all that other good stuff. I don't really have an April Fool's joke. I mean, I thought about actually not posting the video and then posting it later, and then I thought, who got the time? I'm just go ahead and post this video and tell you that that was my April Fool's joke that I thought about, the April Fool's joke. That's the sum of it. So, if you're new, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you coming and joining me today. I appreciate your time. As always, if you are a OG, you know the rules. Thank you so much for always coming back, because without you, there'd be no me, there'd be no channel, and there'd be no we, right? So you already know what we're doing. What are we talking about today? Spring has sprung. And what I mean by that is, like, we really just have to get on task on what it is we want to do. A lot of us have slacked off. We talked about some things that we've accomplished in our last video on Tuesday, ending the month of March, but we absolutely want to jump on board on what we need to do. I mean, let's just be honest. We cannot sit around wondering about what's going to happen in the summer and if we're going to have a hot girl summer, or not. We simply have to live and live our lives every day to the best of our abilities. So in saying that, let's talk about some things that we can clean up and figure out what we can do moving forward and making our lives pretty exciting and fulfilling every single day. And the first thing you can do is really try your best to stay organized. And I know that sounds crazy, and so many people go into spring cleaning. I'm going to piggyback on it and say spring cleaning, of course, is a fantastic thing, but I am a purger, meaning I let things go pretty swiftly. If I'm not touching them and I have not needed them, or if they have been on the shelf for 3, 4, 6, 8 months to several years, the moment I see it, I'm letting it go. I'm not a memory person. I'm not the person, oh my God, I remember when. The reason why I would say that is just non-productive is because typically you are not looking for whatever it is that you found. So if that's the case, you're not utilizing it and you want to get that out of your life. Now, I won't stop with just tangible objects or pictures or things of that nature. Let's talk about people. If you know that you have not really communicated with someone, and this is going to be a little touchy because I know coming off of COVID, a lot of us are in a position of like, well, Percita, I didn't really get to talk to them because of the situation and the pandemic. I'm not referring to that, because you know as well as I do, the people that you have not spoken to during the pandemic, or the panini, as a lot of people are calling it, or the panorama, which is one of my favorites. Anyway, are not the people that we're talking about. I'm talking about the people who are really not communicating with you even before. Meaning it was very scarce. You kind of called yourselves friends, but you really knew you weren't. You kind of need to let those people go. And I'm not saying let them go in the sense of being bitter. Just let them go in the sense of really understanding that they're not a friend. What kills me about Facebook is that those years of calling people your friend because they befriended you on Facebook is really denounce the word friend. I mean, if you truly understand what a friend is, and it is not an easy word to really decipher, because so many people have now used it in an associate manner, in a haphazard manner of just kind of saying that that's your way of calling someone something if you know their name and they've spoken to you more than once in passing. For me, friendship is a little bit deeper. It is something that really allows me to be inside of your brain and your heart and your family and your life. And it's someone who I can not only look up to and strive to be better than or equal to, or however you want to look at it, meaning I want my friends to be better than me, and at the same time I want them to make me better. So with that being said, it's very complicated to say that I just have a plethora of friends. I don't know about you, but that's just not a word that I use loosely. And in saying that, if you're using the word with a person that doesn't fit even a piece of those characteristics that I just named, you might want to really rethink if that's your friend and if you need to spring clean. And what I mean by spring cleaning is simply letting go of the expectations. Because sometimes, even in that, when we haven't spoken to someone, we have this thing that we find ourselves saying like, well, they should know me, or that's my friend, and we go way back. And I'm always like testing people on the way back phrases, because I'm interested to know, is it really your history that you're identifying as your friendship, or the person? Now, I'm going to leave that just there and literally let you meditate on that for a second, because if you catch what I'm saying, sometimes friendships are not even the relations between the people. It is the experience that a person recognizes they had. And it can be a great experience. And based on that experience, you identify the person as your friend. Just be wary of that. Be conscious of that. And if that's someone you're calling your friend, not the other person that I described, but that person fits into that description, the latter, then you want to really rethink that word and maybe call them something other than a friend. Just saying. Number 2, I find it very important for you to be aware of what your short-term and long-term goals are. Now, you already know I'm a big proponent of structure, and I'm a big proponent of really making sure that your use of time is effective. I absolutely loathe procrastination. People who procrastinate, and procrastination in itself, drive me bonkers, because I always know that there is a lack of something happening in their lives on a regular. I'm a boundaries person. I would like to say that when you are springing in your spring sprung, all right, you want to really be in a better position of understanding your capabilities and understanding the things that you need, so that 1, you can execute what you can do, and 2, you can communicate what you need from other people. In saying that, you want to really be conscious of what you're doing in your day-to-day steps. Meaning, we're all in a position now of it's getting warmer. Again, we're in spring. The next flipping season is summer. Be it inside or outside of the house, I don't think anyone is going to want to be uncomfortable within their body. So what I'm proposing, of course, I'm a physical person to start and to boot. And you know that I'm into physical fitness as a profession and as a love, but be conscious. This is not what I'm saying, because I do not wake up every day in the consciousness of, oh my God, I'm so excited to work out. And people who say that, bless your soul. That is not my case. And I do this for a living. I would tell you that I like the way I look, therefore I like to work out. But if you could give me some chocolate chip cookies and some cake and tell me that I could still look the way I want to look, then I would literally forego working out altogether and be cool with it. But because I'm in the industry and I've done it so long, people assume that I love fitness. I don't. I absolutely do not. And I will never, ever profess anything but the truth on that. I do not. It is not a decompressant for me. It is not anything more than the understanding that I like the outcome. Now, I say all of that just from a very honest, open, transparent place to say that when I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, I want to then be prepared for things like the summer, because I know that it's going to be hot and I don't want to be uncomfortable. And I'm saying the same thing to you. If you know that you're the type of person that likes to get out and you don't want to feel uncomfortable and you don't want to go through this phase of, oh my gosh, I really should have gotten my work in and should have walked and should have did my sit-ups or whatever it is, start today, okay? It is April 1st. Start today. If you give yourself this 30 days of doing more than what you've been doing, you're going to be that much closer to your goal. So I'm not going to give you any fitness tips. If you want some fitness tips, hit me in the comments and I'll do a whole dedicated video on how you can reach some of your goals if that's what you want. But today, I just want you to do more than you've been doing, right? That is number 2. Do more than you've been doing in your fitness realm. Use no excuses. Put all of that stuff at bay and just do more. Be it changing your food, be it resting, be it whatever. Do not remain in a procrastinational state, because I promise you, just like all procrastinators, you will absolutely justify it and then feel absolutely piss poor about it, because you know better, you can do better, and you should. And let's just be honest, time is not promised. So when you procrastinate, it is literally a way of telling Father Time, so to speak, that you don't really care and that you have tomorrow to absolutely execute. So do something better when it comes to that. If there's anything that you can think of that you can do better than you've been doing on the physical attributes of your life, or just anything in regards to procrastination, but we're specifically talking about fitness at this moment, please do it. Even if it's just removing soda out of your diet for, a day or two, or reducing your cans of soda from 2 cans to 1 can every other day. I promise you, in the end, you will not regret it. Number 3, get on board with someone new, with something new, with a new experience, with something that you have not done ever in your life. Do not, I repeat, do not let this year go by without experiencing something new. Hang around new people. Go to different places to eat. It does not necessarily mean that you have to be traveling the way people want to talk about it. If you're going to wear a mask and you still want to go out, instead of saying to yourself, oh my God, I'm so excited that I can go back and eat, and you're eating at the exact same place, do yourself a favor and understand that there's a big world out there and there's something that you can do new. Introduce yourself to someone different. In your workplace, in your apartment complex, on your street. If you don't know a neighbor, find out who's living on your block. Do something completely out of the box for what you've been doing in this season, simply because you have already come to some sense of grips to understand knowing is better, right? Being aware of what is around you is better, especially when we're in the space of this panini. Now, some may say, oh my God, Percita, you can't really do all of that because we're social distancing. Miss me on that, because you already know that you have been moving more than you need to move this entire time. Be realistic. I'm not asking you to go and share a bed with someone. I'm not asking you to do anything more than you're already flipping doing. What I'm saying is open your mouth, communicate. You can yell across the street to one another if you're talking about a neighbor. You can literally sit 6 feet away from someone new. But my point to you is do not allow this opportunity for you to communicate with other people to pass you by. There's nothing better than knowing people's identities and who they are and what they're about. Instead of assuming, and instead of being in a season of not really trying to be your brother's keeper across the board, instead of waiting for another crime to be committed or for someone else to have some type of racist thing happen to them, get to know the people that are around you for yourself. Do yourself that favor, meaning find something new. Someone that you did not know anything about. Do yourself that favor. Get up and go and do something new. Introduce yourself. Be in a space where you can learn something new. Nothing wrong with it. If we have not learned anything else from this panini, we should understand that we have to collectively be together and work together. And in doing that, the faster that you communicate with others outside of what you are comfortable with, the better you're going to be. And there's nothing better than to do that in a season where it is all about newness and all about brand new experiences, right? Nice, colorful springtime of the year. Outside of that, I just wanted you to do what I always tell you to do, which is live your life authentic. That means every single day, know that you are living a purpose-driven life. Know that things will change. They will change. So do not get caught up in giving up, meaning don't get yourself in a tizzy thinking that whatever you're going through, this is the end and there's no change that will ever come. It will come. It will absolutely come. But always know that that thing that you want to change, you got to work it. And you got to work it with the optimism that things are going to shift and work in your favor. So, again, living your life authentic means working in the purpose of what your life is, whatever that is. Even if the purpose at that moment is to have to walk through mud or something treacherous so that you will have a testimony for someone else and tell them how you got through when you get through. Know that your life is worth living. So if I don't say anything else, if at the end of this video you're still feeling as if you do not know what to do, I'll try to link in some hotlines for you to speak to someone. They're typically 800 numbers. They're typically nationwide numbers. And if there's anything else that I could do and you don't want to talk to me in the comments because you want to be private, hit me in my email, which will also be in the comments. But as always, I just want you to do those things. I want you to live a happy, joyous, fantastic life. I want you to be in a position where you understand that everything you bring to the table is purposeful and it is there for someone. You may not have ran into the individual or individuals who are going to need your skill set, but trust me when I tell you that you are here with purpose, no matter who you are, no matter what you're feeling. You are. So as always, thank you so much for joining me. I greatly appreciate you. Have a wonderful weekend. Remember to do 3 things. Live life authentic, no matter what. No matter what. As always, thank you again and have a blessed weekend. Bye-bye.